It is August 21st, 2020. We're here on the rooftop of the house at 3922 Manzanita Drive in San Diego, California, 92105. So we're here right over the top of the bathrooms. There are two bathrooms back to back with each other. So right here we have our 3-inch original cast iron vent. This will lead directly down into the beginning of the sewer line. We'll go down this vertical pipe here. Here's a little T-junction right here. That's where the other vents are tapping into this main vent for the sinks, showers. Right, here's our junction right here. You can see that wet 90. That's where the toilets dump into the system. The house is vacant. We did go ahead and run water when we first arrived at the property a few minutes ago to put it into the system because we want to check for areas called a sag, which is areas that are holding water and not draining out properly. So we're going to go down here. We're making the transition right here to the horizontal line. Here's this little sweeping turn right after this. This is all original cast iron, and then we immediately go into brand new ABS plastic. So in the crawl space of the house, they've replaced this with new plastic piping. Here's this turn and T-junction on the line. Now running across this newer plastic pipe that was installed. Here we have a T-junction right here. This is going to be where the kitchen connects into the line, which is just a few feet away from the bathrooms. Okay, you can see we're now coming up to a transition back to the original cast iron. So this point right here is probably right at the foundation wall of the house, essentially the end of the crawl space point where they could dig up easily. So we're now passing into the original cast iron right here. It's a clean transition. Just a little bit of scaling and deposits on the bottom and left-hand sides, right-hand side, sorry, of the pipe here. Typical with cast iron pipes though. It's not too heavy, too bad right here. A little thicker right there, you can see. Sometimes that mounding and scale and deposits can cause water to stay in the pipe because it acts like a little dam, but we haven't encountered any of it yet. The rest of the walls of the pipe look in pretty good condition overall, so again, that scaling and buildup is pretty common. And it can be removed with a hydrojetting process if need be in the future. We'll see if there's any other cleanouts that we didn't notice on the property, not seeing any, so the hydrojetter would have to go from the roof vent here. A little bit of standing water right here. You can see that little mounded up debris right there. That might just be toilet paper. Go ahead and push through that. There you go. That looks like it was just some toilet paper in the line. Okay, so we back up right where this paper's at. You can see on the top of the pipe there's actually a vertical T-junction. It's the original property line clean out. So that little bit of debris is kind of blocking our lens. We're going to try to keep pushing that down the line here. We're going to back up. Still more of that debris. We'll run some water to flush that out, but you can see right there, there's that vertical spot on the pipe. And it's probably not brought to surface, but we'll locate it on the property to see if it is possibly in some of the landscaping somewhere, just not visible. And then as soon as we pass that T-junction and this little bit of debris, we go into a 4-inch clay pipe. So this is reddish in color. The longest lengths it comes in is 4 feet, so there'll be couplings every 4 feet approximately, unless some of this has been relined or replaced. Coming up to another T-junction here, which is also a turn on the line, and this was partially replaced. So here you can see this is white PVC, so this is what we call green bell PVC pipe. This here is all white PVC right here. Going down, this is hanging down at a vertical run. This may be a liner. I don't see any seams yet, but we'll see if they just coated this clay. That's a possibility. Looks like there's a junction right there, so it does look like it's plastic pipe. And here's our turn, and here's our dump into the city line. So you can see from the roof vent, we're almost 88 feet out, and that's the end of this lateral line here. You can see the water flowing by. That's from the neighboring houses. And this is the large city pipe. So there's no issues with the pipe right here at all. We're going to go ahead now and pull back on the line. We'll pull back relatively quickly here because there's no issues with this plastic pipe. And we're going to pull back to the cast iron clean out T-junction that we saw. Now that was the property line clean out, so if it is accessible or was ever dug up, it would only allow you access from the clean out towards the city. It's not going to allow you to go ahead and clean in both directions. Just making sure that's a little debris there, nothing else. It is just paper and debris that we push down the line. So this is the clay pipe here. Here's the cast iron where it's essentially ending, and right before it ends right here, this is that vertical opening on the top of the pipe for the clean out. So we're going to push forward just a little bit to be underneath this. We're going to go ahead and pause right here and locate this on the property. Okay, so we've gone ahead and located the pipe right here, and so again, this is essentially the end of the cast iron, the beginning of the clay, and it's also, as we back up here again, you can see that vertical original property line clean out T-junction right there that goes up. So we'll bring our camera down to this ground level to show it, but essentially the pipe is 2 feet 5 inches deep, so it's 29 inches deep. It's all under the concrete driveway / walkway area, and this is about a foot before you get to some of the bushes and shrubbery just in the front of that. So would not be really a spot you need to dig up, and it's not really that accessible, so it's really not worth it because the piping all after it, the clay is in perfect condition, and then all new plastic after that. So we'll come back here, and again, just some small mounding on the left and right of the cast iron of the line. You can see, so things should move down through there. Again, only toilet paper is the only paper product that should be going down a system. If other things get pushed down because they don't dissolve and break apart, those might snag on these areas and then mound and build up and lead to a stoppage. But that's only because it's the wrong material. So no cleaning is recommended right now, but in the future, years down the road, it might need to be done, and you won't want to do any snaking. Again, you'll want to do a hydrojetting. And so essentially the ABS is ending right here. Got a little bit of debris in our lens at about 43.5 feet. And then we'll go ahead and pause and push back out to the end to get that distance again. Okay, so we turned a little bit of water on to clean our lens again. And so you can see here we're about 62.5 feet to get to the clay. So it's essentially a 19-foot run from the foundation wall just a little bit into the crawl space, out across the concrete deck to get to this area. So there's 19 feet of cast iron that's left, and everything else is in good condition on it though. For the meantime, there's no root intrusions, there's no cracking, breaking, there's no sags. So just a little bit of mounding on the left and right hand sides of some deposits and scale, some buildup. I'm going to pull back through the line right here. So here we're back into the new plastic. Making that sweeping turn right there. And now we're coming back up this little short run of cast iron directly under the toilet. And now we're coming back up the vertical pipe. So you can see we're got some water on the lens of our camera. We're coming up vertically, coming back out, wipe off our lens right here. And that's that. So we'll go ahead and look down this other vent, which I believe might be the kitchen vent. So we'll go ahead and pause and move over to there. Okay, so we'll look down this original cast iron vent here. Now we know from looking under the kitchen sink that if this does lead to the kitchen, that they had upgraded that to ABS under the sink, and it looked like into the wall itself. And there you go, yeah, there's the new ABS T-junction. So they replaced all the drain line with plastic on this run. This is going across. A little bit of debris, and there's our dump into the main sewer right there. So the kitchen line is definitely all new plastic as well. So everything is in good shape on the system, and that concludes this recording.